We're driving a Hyundai Elantra. It's an affordable compact sedan. Question, would we rather own this than its platform mate, the Kia K4, which we reviewed recently? We will discuss.
Don't you mean its evil twin?
If I was smart enough, yes, that's what I would have said.
But first, here's how much the Elantra costs.
For 2025, the Hyundai Elantra only receives minor trim updates, so it mainly carries over unchanged, and yet we still find it to be compelling, starting with the interior.
The interior is uniquely styled in their separate pods. I noticed that I have a different colored door than you do.
A white driving pod, and it's got this weird handle on the side.
The style is not suffering at all based on the price.
It's soft in a few places. Obviously, there's hard plastics in places because it's an inexpensive vehicle, but this really feels like level up.
I particularly like the look of this fabric with the stitching, although I'm glad I don't have food because I would definitely spill on it.
Every time you talk about that, people are like, what are you doing with food in cars?
I'm just very clumsy.
Yeah, my lady loves a spit take with oatmeal, and
it's matcha. My matcha latte.
Oh, that makes sense.
I love the storage in the door. There's a spot for my phone. There is sadly not enough room for a bottle, but...
Not in the front doors, but in the back doors, you can cram one in there. But hey, we've got cup holders here in the middle.
And when the cup holders are in use, it doesn't interfere with your access to the HVAC controls.
There is a challenge up here, though. We've got the phone zone, and in park, you have to kind of like squeeze your hand around to get to the wireless phone charging section.
It's like your hand is doing the lambada.
Oh.
Is that the horizontal dance? Or?
That's the forbidden dance.
It's like your hand doesn't belong in there.
Hey, look, we got a bunch of buttons here, and I like the tactile feedback, and it's nicely arranged too, and also it's different colors. Audio is light, and then climate is dark.
There's also a pocket here to store a phone.
We also have a little center console space. I should also note that we're driving the Hybrid Limited trim, which is a fancy rendition of Elantra. But even then, it's still under $30,000. That does explain why we've got these faux leather seats. If you go low, then you'll have cloth seats. Getting to the seat design, I really like them. Good lateral support, but with zero intrusion of my arm space. It holds me in the upper shoulder region, but in a really great way. No real pressure points.
And even though I only have manually adjustable controls, I still find my seat very comfortable.
Behind my ideal front seat position, there's a lot of space back there. Plenty of head clearance, knee clearance is outstanding. I was also impressed with the middle position. My hair barely brushes against the headliner, but totally workable. What about you, kiddo? How do you like sitting in that middle position?
Compared to some other cars, it's pretty good.
Looks like you've got a good space for your feet on that center hump, but the hump isn't so high that your knees are in your face. And then when you move to the outboard position, any issues there?
Not really.
Oh, and how is it climbing in and out of the Hyundai Elantra?
Really good. I like it.
One complaint for the back seat, I wish there were rear vents back there, but we do have power portage, so that's good. Moving to cargo space, we've got 14.2 cubic feet to work with there. That is competitive for the category. The basic gas car does get a standard spare, and the hybrid doesn't. It has a tire repair kit. And I thought, oh, that must be where the battery goes. That's not where the battery goes. There's just a tire repair kit where a tire could go. So I bet if you wanted a spare tire with your hybrid, you could probably get an aftermarket solution. One key that Hyundai offers on here that I really like is the smart trunk release, where you can just stand back there with the key in your pocket for 3 seconds and it'll automatically pop open. Something to note, the rear folding seats are a one-piece unit until you get to the SEL convenience package, at which point it becomes a 60/40 unit with that center armrest. Personally, we really prefer the cargo convenience and flexibility that comes with the 60/40 split, just like we appreciate the flexibility of Flying Eyes eyewear. That is flexible. If you're curious how that flexibility makes Flying Eyes eyewear and sunglasses the most durable and comfortable eyewear you'll ever wear, click the link in the description below. If you use the promo code Micah, you'll save 10%.
On Flying Eyes?
That's right.
I did it!
Hey, sweetie, what about the latch situation?
There are 3 top tethers. There are lower anchors on the outboard position. The lower anchors are a little bit nestled in, so it takes a little bit of strength and finesse to access them. But there is...
My ears are burning. And it takes a ton of charisma to really get them in there too. A wide vocabulary, an extensive YouTube experience. Go on.
And big hair.
Uh-huh.
But once you take a break from complimenting yourself, it's easy to install a rear-facing car seat.
But when would I find the time to do that? You see, like, it's such a big part of my day. Yes, have the rear-facing seat fit.
I'm 5'2". Behind a workable front seating position for me, there is room for a rear-facing car seat.
As for safety, the Elantra is rated 5 stars overall from the NHTSA. It is an IIHS top safety pick. It has 8 airbags standard plus a full suite of active driver assist technology family. What do we think? Is the Hyundai Elantra family friendly?
Small family friendly.
Rear window test. Kind of almost all the way down. Boop. Armrest test. Driving in a comfortable 8 and 4, plenty of access to the inboard and outboard armrest, reasonable squish factor, no hidden hard spots underneath them. The material choices might be a little bit grippier than I would prefer, but overall, I'm quite pleased. I'm going 80% inboard, 80% outboard. Moving onward to style. The exterior of the Hyundai Elantra was updated in 2024 to be a little bit crisper. It includes that horizontal line in the front that connects with the lighting elements and the headlights, kind of aligns with the broader Hyundai portfolio.
What I really like about the Elantra is that it looks interesting if you look at the whole shape, and it's also super interesting when you go into the details. But it doesn't look too busy. The only piece I don't care for is that plastic bit on the rear 3/4 panel.
If you're the Hyundai Elantra and you're about to go out for a night on the town and you turned around in a mirror and you saw that plastic piece, that's the piece you would take off?
Absolutely.
My overall impression with the Elantra is that for a cheap car, it brings a lot of style.
For any car, this is one of my favorite cars.
Cars are just metal and plastic. You can shape it however you want if you're willing to put in a little bit of effort into the design. And we think the Elantra's design works well, but what do you think? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Tell us in the comments section. Also, thank you. Thank you for watching this video, giving us a like, asking a good question, leaving a fine comment. Whatever you do to support our channel, we appreciate it. Moving onward to In Motion. I'm leaving from a stop here. Let's all pay attention to G. We're accelerating.
Why is it so quiet in here?
The engine just kicked in. It's because we're driving a hybrid, kiddo. At slow speeds, it's quiet. It'll just pull away with the electric motor, and then the gasoline engine kicks in. When it's making those little transitions and when it's shifting up through gears, you feel a bit of a lull for like just a commuter car kind of category. The powertrain is doing its job well when it does not draw attention to itself. And I think the hybrid powertrain draws a bit of attention to itself. Conversely, super efficient if you look at those EPA figures. We live in a mountain community, so there's a big, long drive up a long hill. You have to use all the power that's available, and there were quite a few times where I was at full throttle and not much acceleration was happening. It's a little bit funny because all the other nice things create an expectation that maybe the powertrain is going to deliver more than it actually can. Floored. Whee! There we go. It made more noise than acceleration for the first bit there, and then we eventually did get the pull we wanted.
Try that on a hill. It's worse.
Yeah. In our perpetually windy mountain town, the Elantra corners well. It's predictable. It just kind of goes where you would expect it to go. One challenge for me is that I don't feel like I get much information from the steering wheel letting me know when I'm starting to get towards the edge of its capabilities. So if you want to drive zippily in your Elantra, you can, but don't expect it to be a great conversation between you and the vehicle. And again, this is another one of those things where it gives you some cues, like maybe it will be kind of sporty. For example, the steering wheel. BMW-esque with the little bumps here that guide your thumbs into the 9 and 3 position. It feels like maybe this is kind of a sporty vehicle. And then you drive and you realize like it doesn't really do that, but it's not even supposed to. It's a commuter car again. We do have a few different drive modes to work with. You've got Eco, Sport, Smart. Eco feels a little bit lethargic for my taste. Sport isn't really going to make it a sportier feeling drive other than maybe slightly, oh, that is a large dead animal.
Oh, it's a raccoon.
Oh, buddy. I don't know how to get from large dead raccoon back into talking about driving dynamics.
Just do it.
If you think the engine's lethargic in eco mode, have I got a point of comparison for you? One thing I think is interesting about the Hyundai Elantra is that the basic rear suspension is a torsion beam. As mentioned previously, that's a fairly basic but effective way to suspend a vehicle, yet when you move to the hybrid, it gets a fully independent rear suspension. I found the ride to be maybe a little bit more floaty than I might expect, but overall quite comfortable, reasonably quiet.
As long as you're not accelerating.
Yes.
Or attempting to.
Yes. Oh, and I should conduct the Micah Muzio limo test. Let's see if I can bring this thing to a smooth stop, which might be tricky. It's both a hybrid and a dual clutch vehicle. Can I go smooth? I'm trying really hard. Not really.
No.
Didn't quite nail the last foot. What's so interesting about the Elantra is if it didn't have these little spikes of excellence here and there, you wouldn't judge things that are completely normal for the category quite so harshly. In that spirit, I'm just gonna take an attitude of gratitude, and man, that sounds real self-helpy, and just note the Hyundai Elantra is a great car with some spikes of excellence here and there. That's what I think about driving the Elantra. What does Sweetie think? Tell me, what is it like maneuvering the Hyundai Elantra?
There's kind of a rubber band quality to the steering. It doesn't seem excited to steer.
Do you feel like you have a sense of its dimensions?
Yes, it's a small vehicle, and I feel like I have a good sense of where the edges are. I find it confidence inspiring.
What about visibility? Any challenges?
Over my right shoulder, there is a huge pillar there.
You will be pleased to know that blind spot warning comes standard.
Hooray! But otherwise, visibility is good.
Do you feel confident driving it?
I do. The only time I didn't feel fully confident was a situation like this, where I'm slowing down at a hill and then I immediately need to go quickly.
Oh, a situation like this? We're in a situation like this. Did you get enough acceleration?
I did. The hill that I've been having an issue with is a little bit steeper. And like that combo of slowing and then quickly going.
So perhaps the engine is uninvolved at that moment because they're trying to save fuel, and then you need full acceleration, but all you have is the electric motor.
Yes.
It doesn't have enough grunt to get you up that hill, and it takes time to turn on an engine and like get it involved as well.
That situation sapped a little bit of my confidence, but otherwise a fine driving vehicle.
With all that on the table, if we were in the market for a compact sedan, are there any game killers that would keep you from driving a Hyundai Elantra?
No game killers here.
Brilliant! I'm getting back in the driver's seat. Moving onward to remarks. Infotainment, we have a standard 8-inch screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless smartphone connectivity included. Then there's an optional 10.25-inch screen, which we have here. When you pair that 10.25-inch screen with the matching gauge cluster, you get this nice vivid display, which is just another element, a little spike of excellence that elevates the entire interior.
I find this very easy to use. There are physical buttons with the shortcuts down here, as well as a physical volume knob, which makes it quick and easy to turn down the
Volume.
I was like, do I need to say that? That sounds silly, but when it's gone, I really miss it. And the screen is laid out in a way that I find very easy to navigate. The only thing I wish is that these icons were a little bit larger. I do find it a little bit difficult to see, but I have bad eyes.
Yeah, and maybe like a little bit more color differentiation might be nice. But overall, I agree. Yeah, a simple system to use. And now let's take a look under the hood in a test inspired by my buddy Brian. Here's how you open the hood on a Hyundai Elantra. Here's where you can check the engine oil. It's so conveniently labeled. Here's where you can add oil, and that's where you can add the washer fluid. And if you're wondering what the Hyundai Elantra horn sounds like, all right, let's talk engine choices. The basic engine is a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder with a continuously variable transmission. Then there's the 1.6-liter hybrid that we've been driving, which is paired with a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission. Move your way into the sporty trims like the N line, and there's a 1.6-liter turbo. That's teamed with a 7-speed dual-clutch. And then at the very tippy top of the Elantra lineup is the N. That's a 2-liter turbocharged engine with either a 6-speed manual transmission or an 8-speed dual-clutch. Big power, a lot of fun. Regardless of trim, all Elantras come with front-wheel drive, and regular unleaded is fine, except for that N, which needs premium fuel.
Sweetie,
Please
share our trim recommendation.
I will! Our trim recommendation is which trim will give you the essential features you'd regret not getting in a Hyundai Elantra, but at the lowest possible price. The base SE Elantra trim doesn't include smart key access with push-button start, so we'd add that by going up to the SEL Sport trim for an extra $1,100. With the SEL Sport, you get dual-zone automatic climate control, 4 USB-C ports, a wireless phone charger, and other niceties. If you're ready to buy an Elantra of your very own, click the Kelley Blue Book pricing link in the description below to learn what you should spend on a Hyundai Elantra and what you can get for your current car as a trade-in. Going back to this video's original premise, would we rather drive the Hyundai Elantra or its platform mate, the Kia K4? They're both stylish choices, but to our eyes, we prefer the styling of the K4 more, even though it's got some challenging bits. We like it.
Daddy, just so you know, it's Evil Twin.
Evil Twin! It has like a mustache or something. Soul patch. The other thing, as noted earlier, we really like having 60/40 split fold seats. And in the Elantra, you have to spend like 26 grand to get that. But in the K4, you can get that 60/40 split for about 23. Also, the K4 comes standard with that smart trunk that we like and a 12.3-inch screen. So for practical and stylish reasons, we'd rather drive the Kia K4.
But we would happily drive either.
Beyond the K4, other competitors worth considering versus the Elantra include the Toyota Corolla, the Honda Civic, Mazda 3, and the Volkswagen Jetta. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comment section. And now, it's our daughter's time to shine. Child, can you tell us what is your favorite feature in the Hyundai Elantra?
The style circle. It does the most important thing you have to do on a Saturday or Sunday.
What's that?
Nothing.
That's a really good way to encapsulate it. Kiddo is correct. That circle, it has no function. It's just filling space. I believe in some other trim, there's like a selector or something. I hope you guys take a page out of the Style Circles playbook and do nothing. Chill out. Take care of yourself. Family, I think we've done a good job reviewing the Hyundai Elantra. May I have a 5? And a 5. And you! Come get your high five. Blabo! Now please enjoy our AI-generated Hyundai Elantra synopsis song.
World-class frolicking.